Hello everybody. Today I wanted to spend some time getting my town car prepared for several road trips that I will take for work. Because honestly, for the last probably 2 months, ever since I started doing car rental reviews and taking my taking rental cars out on my trips, I haven't really driven this car all this much. And the reason for that is, yeah, I get to leave for a week, and this thing just patiently waits for me, and I'm filming it on a second week of having that black Toyota 4Runner, because I was going to return it to Enterprise, and here's the key for it, and I do have some videos on that as well. And Enterprise was out of cars, so I had a choice whether to extend it out for yet another week or drive my car. And the decision was made just to drive that 4Runner, only because, number one, I love it a lot. Like, if I would have returned the car, they wouldn't have had another one for me. So I just extended it out for another week. But then I thought, well, man, that's yet another week of me not driving this car at all. So, which is kind of a shame, because I love driving this thing. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love all the different cars that I get to experience now. And kind of, having this YouTube channel allows me to share it with you. But I know you guys love looking at this car, because every video I post about it gets way more views than anything I do with any kind of rental cars. So, understandable. So I want to do some checks, because honestly, this thing's been sitting here for most of the last 2 months. I mean, I drove it every once in a while when I was in town. But other than that, it's just sits here, which is a shame. So I want to do some checks. So first and foremost, I've cleaned the chrome on this thing, some videos ago, and obviously it rained so many times here, and so all my job here with the chrome is gone, and besides, there's going to be bugs all over it, and there's still a few bugs here from the last time that I took it, because when I first started the job, I didn't have everything set up, so I just took my car. But in any case, speaking of the headlights, I had this fix. Had a video out there, I came out one day and all this stuff was blurry with moisture, and I did my little hillbilly fix, which seems to be holding, because it did rain a few times since me doing that, and no moisture, no cloudiness here. This one was fine. It does have this little gasket break here, if you guys can see that, but this one was never affected, so I don't know if this is normal or it's in such a spot where nothing gets in. So I guess for the time being, my headlights are fine. If they do become cloudy again or starts taking on water, I'll just replace them with some higher quality. And actually, Nathan J, nice of him to let me know, he does have a spare set from when he had his town car, which he doesn't have anymore, but he still have the aftermarket headlights. So maybe I'll take him up on his offer and get his. So also, I had a video out there with me fixing my corroded rims, and yeah, I mean they're dirty now, but I don't see any pitting. I don't see any other corrosion, so that fix must have been fine. Yeah, look, all 4 of them. I mean, from a little bit of a distance, probably can't even tell that it's been flex sealed, but it is what it is. I know it's not factory, and I know it's not refurbished professionally. So I guess one other thing I should probably do is, I got some stuff here with me. I think it's time to replace the air filter. So, because honestly, since I bought this car, December of 2019, I have not changed it. I checked it a few times, just to make sure, and it was fine. It was clean, but I think because I will be taking it out on the highway in the upcoming week, so I'm going to be, so from the moment I filmed this, I'm still going to be driving that 4Runner. But after that, now these things are always kind of weird, because these little hook things, I mean, they made it way more difficult to put on and to take off than they really should have been. So, there you go. So yeah, so this is the filter that I got from the time I got my town car. Now, honestly, it's not that dirty. to begin with, but because I will be driving it, obviously it's a little far cry from a new one. So, oh look, it's even, it's a little shorter. It's a little, like these little, whoops, sorry, these little bristles, I think, maybe they're the same. But look at the color difference, and I know that I'm filming in my own shadow, so, yeah. So I'm just gonna replace it. Figured, you know, it's been over a year and a half, and I've been driving on this filter. Like I said, it's probably time. So that would be my number one thing. All right, a little crap in there. Nothing too bad. There you go. So that's one. Now I will probably have to put the camera down because winding up these little tabs there are kind of a pain. So yeah, I'll need two hands. So please stand by. All right, so tabs wind up. So air filter is done. Now I will also probably will need an oil change, but I'll get it out where I am traveling to, because still got about 1,000 miles before I need an oil change, and to go to my mechanic just for that just makes no sense. I'm also kind of taking a look down there, check to make sure I don't see any leaks, at least not new leaks. There's rust. I mean, yeah, rust there. Rust in this shield thing. But that's the least of my worries. Now, this car hasn't been driven in about 2 weeks, so I'll probably need to at least do a little test drive just to make sure. Because, you know, when cars sit for a while, they don't... Especially these cars. I mean, these things meant to be driven. So, alright. Yeah, I mean, all the fluids are there. It's interesting how this piece is bent. How in the world did this thing get bent like that? I don't know. Alright. That's about all I need to do here. Now, it's been a while since I checked my tire pressure. I think it's 32 in the front and 35 in the back. Oh, look at all that grease that I had put on before via a different video. Yeah, 32 in the front, 35 in the back. Alright. Let's see what we got. Now also, look, I just noticed this. There's some paint splashed here in this area. I wonder who did that. I didn't do that, but that's paint. So some sort of a spray something. It's not oil, so I don't know what it is. Who cares? Alright. Let's check it out. Oh man, I missed the smell. There's one thing about a town car. It smells like nothing else. Even if the leather in the other car is nice and new, nah, these things always smell good. Alright. Oh, okay. Well, you guys probably can't see that. It's 31. It's good. Right. Ooh. Now the back tire, yeah, you see, I thought it was a bit low. This one is 20. Wow. That's not good. Gonna have to change that. That's what happens when they sit. They don't like to just sit. Yeah, look. This one is low too, like what, 20, yeah, like 28? Okay. So I'll put some air in tires. Look at this. Look. It's been sitting so long that Spider put a web here. Yeah, that's not good. Okay. So both rear tires need air. So we established that. Now the last thing that I want to do is use this. So a while ago, I think it was Ford bossed me. I think back then he was known as the auto boss or some kind of boss. Well, he's always a boss, but just different kind. mentioned, you know, putting in this dry type silicone lubricant on these gaskets to make sure that they don't dry out, and then they kind of they kind of stay flexible, and then they don't rip. And it's been a while since that video, and his channel really took off since then, but I remembered that, and for some reason, at one point I was in a store and I was like, oh my god, you know, like I remember doing hearing something about it, and then I remembered, yeah. So that's what I'm going to be trying to do. Now I don't know how well it's going to go, but I do know that I do have a wear spot on my gasket. Right up here. Right up here. So I don't know if it's rubbing up against something here. I mean, I don't see any like wear on this side here, but somehow, oh, you know what, maybe it's rubbing up here. Oh, that's why. Look at this. So maybe that's the problem. You see, so when it closes, yeah, you see, when it closes, it hits it. Look at that. Wow, I didn't even notice that before. So that's probably why this gasket is all worn out like this. Now, let's see. I mean, it looks aligned, but at the same time, like, okay, well, let's see. Let's see if it does that on the other side. It's very strange. Let's compare the two sides. Now, I know that for a fact that even if the door is misaligned a little bit, I am not going to be fixing that. I mean, it looks fine, but obviously something is hitting it. See, now it's going to drive me nuts. Yeah, like that piece clears, although no, it still hits it right here. It's probably not as much. Okay, well, it is what it is. Like, I'm not gonna start realigning this door. I'm not gonna try and like rig this somehow, the hinges, or lift maybe like from the bottom. Although no, it looks pretty sturdy. So in any case, I mean, that's just, see, that's me just exploring it with you guys. Now I guess if I put it up there, if I put some of this lubricant, I guess it's gonna slide up against this better and maybe not wear as much. So who knows. All right, well, I'm not gonna bore you to death anymore with my video as far as spraying that lubricant, but I will come back after it's done. All right, so basically I thought I was gonna show you kind of what this stuff does. Now, this dry version of this lubricant, I mean, it basically just goes on like a little mist spray, but it doesn't really become greasy. It kind of just sits there. It's a very thin down type of lubricant. So what I'm just kind of doing to demonstrate is in this high rub kind of area, that's really what I'm applying it with, or where I'm applying it for. So you can kind of see this right here. This is from when my door was misaligned and it was basically rubbing up against the metal, you know, edge of the door. Now it's probably still doing it to a certain extent. So not expecting, you know, this lubricant to fix everything, but I thought, you know, I would apply it in areas on the gasket where you can kind of see like it does run down. So I mean, I understand it's called dry, quote unquote, but obviously it needs to be a liquid in order for it to do what it's designed to do. But if you get it on your fingers, it's not greasy, so you won't have like a tub of, it's not like this stuff where it's like literally like a tub of lard. So, all right, and I'm guessing at some point it will obviously dissipate, or with some rain or whatnot. So there you go. And I don't want to turn my car into some sort of a, you know, a greased up palace. But I'm guessing this stuff will not hurt the car. You can kind of see this stuff right here too. So again, it's from it being misaligned, it's being rubbed up against in all the wrong spots, and I'm sure this gasket is not in its best shape of its life, just like the whole car. But you know, a little here, a little there. So again, if I were to do this whole thing, chances of me sliding across and then getting the stuff all over my jacket or whatever I'm wearing, you know, it's pretty high. So my repair from before is still here. There you go. Although the grease from here already rubbed off, so maybe just throw it out there. I guess the one spot that I could really use it on is right up here. So a while ago I threw some, I don't remember what kind of lubricant I threw in there, and it's been better. But as I open this up and close this up, which I don't even know why I do that. I put like cards in here every once in a while. It could use a little more, so why not? Just sort of right in there in the tracks. Alright, and then in there. Okay, there you go. It's not perfect, but it's not too bad either. Let's try this again. Okay. It still has some resistance, so I don't know what else can I do. Okay, well maybe that did it. Alright. And then in there, I already did spray some stuff earlier, but once again, just throwing some lube. Whew, ha, exhaust. Alright. I'm the lube master, and I love how it says excellent lubricant. Like it doesn't even try to, you know, say like, you know, perfect for this, perfect for that, use it out here, use it out there. No, it just says excellent lubricant. Like, any questions, you're wrong. All right, so I guess the last thing would be I will put some air in tires, and I did throw that stuff in here. So yeah, I mean it's just whatever is the component in there kind of makes it non-greasy, but it's still kind of, you know, kind of just sits there, and until it's rubbed away or dissipates somehow, or washed away, I guess, it'll just sit there. All right, everybody. So a little preparation video. I will be taking this thing out on the road as soon as my rental runs out on that 4Runner. Oh, look at that. There's a Charger that's sitting there right next to it. See, you got 3 black cars there. Got this Audi, this Dodge, and my 4Runner. All right, everybody. We'll see you next time.